Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thank you for tuning in. The theme of this episode, it's a mini episode, and it is mother-in-law or monster-in-law, shall we say. I think a lot of you don't know this, but I do episodes Monday through Friday every single day at 8 a.m. and on Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Mondays and Thursdays are mini episodes. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the longer episodes. The more you know. Let's get into this episode. The title of the first story is I Caught My Future Mother-in-Law Trying to Squeeze Into My Wedding Dress. Spoiler, it didn't go well. First time poster, but long time lurker. Hi everyone. I've been engaged to my fiance for a year. We're planning to be married in December in Colombia. And of course, I'm beyond pumped. It's going to be a destination wedding for us, and I was very happy that I was able to talk to him into having one. My soon-to-be mother-in-law is extremely upset about this. I always knew that she wasn't really my biggest fan. She's polite and very fake friendly, but she'll do things like sit on my fiance's lap or tuck his hair behind his ear and cut his food for him. On one occasion, I actually saw her actually feed him in public. However, to my fiance's credit, once I told him that I thought that was beyond weird, it never happened again. My future mother-in-law is very upset about our destination wedding. She thinks we'll all be murdered. I roll. Bitches constantly about the cost of her airfare, the size of the wedding, the guests that won't be able to come, the thought of my fiance getting malaria, the fact that she hates that no one in Colombia speaks English. You get the picture. I try to limit her exposure to my wedding planning, though when I do this, she complains to my fiance behind my back on how she's being excluded. She came over yesterday, theoretically, to see our new house, but instead offered the following criticisms. 1, she hates my engagement ring. It's far too extravagant, and there are children starving in Africa, and people die for these rocks. It's a moissanite. 2, our house is an extravagant display of wealth and just isn't us. It's a townhouse that we got to steal on. 3, I'm getting fat. I need to watch the calories so that I can fit into my dress. Future mother-in-law, meanwhile, is bragging about her diet and how chic and slenderizing her mother of the bride dress is. This delightful conversation was interrupted by my fiance asking me to help him put a bed in the spare guest room together. So I left future mother-in-law to her own devices and Netflix while I helped. About 40 minutes into assembly, I went to go take a bathroom break and headed into the master bedroom. And what do I find but future mother-in-law struggling to yank my dress over her head, but was freaking stuck. I blurted out, "What the hell?" And she immediately started screaming, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh God." At that point, my number one concern was her tearing the sheer back of my dress, so I rushed over to help her. It was all for naught, as she managed to scratch her way through the back of the dress and completely destroyed the sheer material. She burst the side zipper of the dress and got a dirty footprint on the train. I asked her as soon as I got her out of the dress, and I want to know, with huge amounts of disgust, that she was wearing no underwear. What the hell was she thinking? She responded that she was just trying to make sure the dress would fit me, because if the dress fit her, then it absolutely would fit me too. If it didn't fit her, then I obviously had some work to do. Never mind that I just had my final fitting and it had fit like a glove. My future fiance is very disturbed by what happened. I'm also disturbed, mostly because I doubt she was trying to just try on the dress for funsies. There was also a bouquet of dried flowers on the bed that wasn't there before. I think the bitch was actually trying to pretend that she was the bride, which for so many reasons is so wrong. She hasn't offered to pay for any of the repairs to the dress. A section of the train is ripped. I have no idea how much it's going to cost until I can get the seamstress tomorrow. In the meantime, in lieu of an apology, she's lecturing me on spending so much money on a wedding dress, and clearly the trouble she had getting into the dress was a sign to get something less dramatic and ostentatious. It's taking everything in me to tell her to not pound sand. I'll wear my fucking Galia Lahav dress to my goddamn grave, and she'd better not say anything about it. Some relevant information from the comments. 1, OOP said, I haven't gone scorched earth, mostly for my fiance's sake. Her claws are in him deep. I think to an extent he realizes how ridiculous she is and how creepy her behavior is, but it's just so normal to him. Like when I called him out about how creepy and weird her feeding him in public is, he was really defensive at first, but then agreed that he could see it as being creepy. I've told him that she's going to pay. He responded that he would cover the bill himself if it was crazy. I feel like that misses the point. It's almost like he's in denial about how insane the situation is. Then 2, a commenter said, totally understandable. I can't even fathom that scene ending with anything other than both partners screaming at mother-in-law to get out of their house and start writing checks for the damage she caused. Mother-in-law wouldn't have even had a chance to try and turn it around. Did they just let her throw her clothes on and act like nothing happened? OOP said, I've gotten some PMs about this, but I'll put it here so the post is public. The short answer is no. I had a full-blown panic attack. I was screaming at my future mother-in-law. Apparently, I was shaking the dress at her. And my fiancé intervened and grabbed me out of the room. He claims that he told her to get dressed and leave. I don't remember this, but I was also in the middle of trying to breathe and not throw up. By the time I had calmed down and was on the couch, she had vanished. I want to say that I've had limited exposure to future mother-in-law until now. She was living in the West Coast up until about 2 months ago. She moved back in the area because she could no longer bear being apart from her baby. I don't think it's without coincidence that she chose to move back after fiancé shut down her suggestions about the wedding. My fiancé and I are headed to the seamstress today, together, to evaluate the damage, and I'm not very hopeful.
Storytime Society is now available on all listening platforms. If you are on any of those listening platforms, I would really appreciate it if you rated me 5 stars. Thanks for all the support.
Okay, and then the original poster actually posted in legal advice, and we're going to read that. She said, my future mother-in-law ruined my wedding dress attempting to try it on. It's beyond repair. Can I take her to court? I'm located in Virginia. I purchased a wedding gown that cost me over $11,000, then paid substantially more in alterations. Over the weekend, my future mother-in-law decided to attempt to put my dress on and failed horribly. Long story short, it's beyond repair and completely ruined. I also have reason to believe that she caused deliberate damage to the dress because of certain areas that were torn. My fiancé doesn't believe that we're able to take her to court and recoup the money because it's just a dress, and he thinks the cost of the dress doesn't meet some financial threshold to sue her. I want to know if that's true and if it would be feasible to file a police report on her because of the more deliberate damage. I know it's just a dress, but this goes beyond the dress. No, this girl's crazy. This fucking mother-in-law is absolutely insane. And I say it every time that we do not a future mother-in-law, a mother-in-law episode. I say it every time and I'll never stop saying it. These bitches are crazy. I actually can't believe that they exist. Like, I can't believe that I would never even try on like my best friend's wedding dress without her permission, let alone like, why would I even try that on in the first place? It's so weird. And it genuinely is just so confusing because, like, what is wrong inside your brain that makes you think that it's okay to do that to anyone, let alone your future daughter-in-law? Like, that's just so creepy. And why do these mothers want to marry and have intercourse with their sons? Because that's what it's giving. Tell me why you're sitting on his lap and why are you being romantic with him and pushing his hair behind his ear and feeding him? Tell me. Please, because I don't care how much I'm going to love my son. That will never be the case. I will be his mother, not his fucking weird little lapdog. Like, what? You guys don't have a romantic relationship. Why are you acting like that? It's genuinely so creepy and so concerning. There's an update, so we're going to read it, of course. Update to my mother-in-law that ruined my wedding dress. The wedding is off. Hey everyone, first of all, thank you for all your sweet comments and support. I'm sorry that I haven't kept everyone in the loop, but the last several weeks have truly been trying, to say the least. First things first, the wedding is off. We are still together and we remain engaged, but things are very, very strained between us. The only thing that has really stopped me from leaving this relationship is that I love him from the bottom of my heart, and I can see how much this is hurting him. I really want to work past this if we can. We're both committing to seeing a couples therapist. After future mother-in-law ruined my dress, my fiancé confronted her by telephone and demanded that she help cover the damages to the dress. She refused because she said it was an accident and she really was just trying to help. She literally tried to spin this as her effing helping me by, and I quote, giving me a standard to aspire to. Oh my God. And she also effing admitted that she just wanted to feel as young and beautiful as me. The worst part is that he believed her bullshit. At this point, after she refused to pay, I started pitching a fit until fiancé said that we shouldn't jump to conclusions on the damages until we visited the seamstress. Fine by me. We went together and the assessment was that it is completely trashed. It's beyond repair. The beading in some parts is absolutely destroyed. The sheer back of the dress was torn to shreds from her disgusting fake nails. She also ripped the tulle on my train, and the seams were split so badly, and she'd torn through other parts of the dress to the point where they were beyond repair. Hearing how badly my dress was mutilated crushed me, but my fiancé's reaction at the seamstresses enraged me. He kept minimizing the damage, pointing out how certain things absolutely could have been an accident, and he lied out of his ass to the seamstress to tell her that the dress had an accident when his mother attempted to relive her model days. I corrected, of course, and said no, that she tried to put it on without my permission, knowing damn well that she didn't fit into it, and deliberately destroyed parts of it in the process. The real fun started when we got home and I told him that if she didn't pay, then I wanted to sue her for damages to the dress. He told me some bullshit about how the cost of the dress didn't meet the threshold for a lawsuit. Okay, I took my ass straight to the internet. I posted to legal advice subreddit and Googled the thresholds for small claims court in Virginia before printing all the responses I got and forcing him to read them. He conceded that she owed us something and called her, with me sitting there. As I sat there, I shit you not, he argued with her for all of 5 minutes before she broke down sobbing, accused him of not loving her, called me trash for turning him against her, and how could money be more important than her love for him? He actually soothed her and told her that he understood, but I'm being super emotional over the dress and this would help it blow over. She started babbling and sobbing and said that he would talk to me. After they hung up, he had the nerve to turn to me and say that all he wanted was peace and to please just let him pay for the dress and let this go away. I lost it. I screamed at him. I cried harder than I probably have ever cried because I honestly feel that he took her side over mine. I told him that it wasn't about the dress and that if he genuinely believed that this was an overpriced dress at this point, then we needed to cancel the wedding and he and his mommy could have a nice vacation to Colombia without me. We argued and, like he's been doing, told me that he saw my point. I told him that I didn't want her at the wedding. Shockingly, he agreed. I sat next to him the next day when he called her and told her that because of what happened, we couldn't have her at the wedding. I actually felt proud when he hung up on her after she screamed and sobbed about how he can't do this to her. I began to consider that maybe I was wrong about how he refused to stand up to his mother. That is, until I was on our shared iPad. I rarely use the iPad because I'm way happier with my Kindle, but I'll reach for the iPad in the rare event that my Kindle is out of juice and my phone is out of reach. While I was using it, what pops up but messages from future mother-in-law, asking about the best way to purchase discounted flights to Colombia. I scrolled through the messages and he had folded the very next day, saying that he had disinvited her for my sake, but he still wanted her at the wedding. That he'd slowly work on changing my mind and hopefully on the weekend of the wedding, I'd be feeling forgiving and welcome her. And if not, I could deal with it. I lost my mother effing mind. I actually packed my bags. He was the one that ended up leaving to stay with his friend while I stayed in the house. The fight wasn't pretty. And that's about where we're at right now. We have both committed to couples counseling. It's a must. I feel played right now. And that's what he was trying to do. Play both sides. We both agreed that the best thing to do for us is to postpone the wedding until trust is reestablished. Deposits be damned. And if anyone asks, I tell them the entire story. Future mother-in-law has decided to come between us in the worst way. Future mother-in-law, for the most part, is fuming and trying to spin this into me being trashy, greedy harpy that's determined to bring her and her precious baby nothing but misery. She's tried to come to our house several times to collect her baby and his belongings, but I haven't answered the door. Fiancé, to his credit, has blocked her on his phone and hasn't told her where he's living right now. He's gone no contact and has agreed to no contact until we begin therapy. He's turned over all of his passwords and the iPad so I can check his messages when I want to, and trust me, I'm checking. I love him. I want to be able to go the distance with him. But while future mother-in-law is in the picture, I just don't think I can. For F's sake, I'm looking through his email accounts and messages for contact from his mother. I can't even begin to explain just how effed up that is. Sorry for the long post. Please wish us luck in therapy. I'm having a hard time keeping my hopes up. This has been the worst month. I mean, at this point, like, he needs electroshock therapy. I don't know. What is the therapy that literally you rewire your brain? Like, what is that therapy? Because that's what he needs. He needs a therapy that is going to show him and make him realize how weird his relationship is with his mother and how weird his mother is, period. His mother is a weirdo banana head. Like, she's actually one of the weirdest people that I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like, why do people immediately turn into wacky little weirdos as soon as they pop out a baby boy? Why are they so damn weird? Do they join like a weird cult and they decide to be little freakos together? Because I'd love to know. Okay, this is the final update, and I'm really hoping this is like concluded in some way, but we're about to find out. Future mother-in-law that destroyed my dress has decided stalking me at work, showing up at the house and the grocery store to get a glimpse of her baby is appropriate. This has been the cherry to top off a not so fabulous week. To everyone that so bashed my husband, PM'd me to tell me how weak and pathetic I am and tell me that I'm stupid, trust me, you think I don't get how this looks to other people? He isn't getting away with anything. I know seeking help and counseling looks stupid to other people, but it's my relationship. Please respect that. Also, to the vicious people that are reading my posts and then immediately posting them to Facebook and other websites so they can post nasty things and try to figure out my identity, there's a special place in hell for you. If this keeps up, I can't post on here anymore. I have too many people that are reaching out to me trying to guess my identity and my future mother-in-law's identity, and it's becoming extremely stressful. The only reason I'm posting on here is to ask other ladies here for advice on dealing with a future mother-in-law that's getting increasingly aggressive. There's several new things to report. One being that my fiance has kept his end of the bargain. He's had no contact with future mother-in-law. How do I know? I'm religiously checking his accounts, and she's also losing her mind. This week, I've woken up to the following. 1, my Ring app has gone off 4 times, all at odd hours of the night. It's her. I have footage of her shoving notes under my door. Nasty notes shoved under the door, demanding to talk to my fiance and accusing me of driving a wedge between them. Text messages asking me why I'm forbidding contact between fiance and his mother and how unnatural it is to stop a son from seeing his mother. I'm going to burn in hell and I'm a disgrace to womanhood, she says. She's come to my work when I refused to see her. Security escorted her out, thankfully. When I pulled out of the parking garage, I saw her waiting by the employee entrance. My fiance and I typically go shopping on Wednesday nights. She knows this because she's gone with us a couple times. Guess who was waiting for us in the parking lot at 7 p.m.? We didn't get out of the car after we saw her pacing around the entrance. I'm documenting everything just in case she continues to get crazier. Fiance and I will be going to the local police department tomorrow to file a report and look into getting a temporary restraining order. Thank you to everyone that's offered me kind words, support, and even offered baked goods. You guys are wonderful, and I really appreciate you. This was marked as concluded because OOP and her fiance made plans to file a restraining order, and fiance went no contact with future mother-in-law. Edit changed flare to inconclusive. Reminder, I'm not the original poster. People are so mad, I bet, that that's not actually a concluded story, because that's definitely not concluded to me, girl. I want to know if you are if you did get a restraining order, and also how much more this escalates. I mean, that is just an insane story, and I cannot believe this person is a real person. I would love, love, love to hear what the husband is thinking now. Is he accepting that his mother is actually fucking batshit, or is he still secretly wanting to talk to his mom and he's just going along with to appease his wife for now? That's what I'm wondering, because it seems like he never understood. But is this now that she's literally a stalker, is he now understanding? I don't know. The top comment says, "Oh, this is so not concluded." 4 years means we probably will never see the conclusion, unfortunately. I really wonder what happened in the end. The fiance held it together as long as he could, probably another couple months, and then went back to his mama. She didn't need any more advice as it was over. Classic tale as old as time. Yeah, I think you're likely correct. Hoping for OOP that she hit therapy and quickly realized that she was putting herself into an insane position. Yeah, they definitely, I'm sure they split up. If they didn't split up, I'll be surprised, to be honest. And the best case scenario, obviously, is for him to finally realize how crazy she is, but I'm not really sure that that's going to happen because it doesn't happen overnight. It would definitely take a lot of deconstructing. Okay, the title of the next story is My Mother-in-Law Stole My Son's Ashes. My son died just over a year ago when he was 7, and it's been hard on everyone in the family, obviously. My mother-in-law was pretty close with him. She babysat him for me while I worked until he died. I felt more comfortable leaving him with her as she was a nurse. He was born at 24 weeks and had cerebral palsy and was generally medically fragile. Mother-in-law and I aren't too close. At first, she didn't like me, but seemed to warm up once my significant other and I had kids. She still babysits for us when needed, which is less often these days. We had my son cremated. When he was cremated, my mother-in-law suggested that we get a few smaller urns and split up the ashes so we can all have an urn. Us, our in-laws, and my parents. Obviously, that did not go down well with me, and I said no. She seemed to admit that it was a bad idea and didn't mention it again. For Mother's Day this year, we planned on getting mother-in-law and my mom a necklace with some ashes of his in it, which she knew about as she'd been asking for one. We were up for it. I fancied one myself, so was going to get us all one. But with COVID and everything, we never got around to doing it, which she seemed pretty irritated by at the time, but never mentioned it again and thanked us for the gift we sent her. A few days ago, she babysat my daughter at my house. Today, I was cleaning, and while I was cleaning the shelf that we have for our son for some of his things, pictures, trophies from baseball, ornaments, etc., I noticed his urn was gone. Naturally, I freaked out, asked my daughter if she'd moved it even though she can't reach. It has never been moved in the time that it's been there. My significant other has had no clue and was as worried as me. Mother-in-law is the only other person that has been in the house, so I called her. She owned up to it right away and explained that she took them so she can spend some time with him and get the ashes sent off for her gift because she was disheartened that I didn't get it sorted out in time for Mother's Day. She hid the urn in her bag so that I wouldn't notice and took it home. I told her she was completely out of order and demanded that she bring the ashes back as I did not give her permission to steal his ashes from his house and his family, but she said as his grandma, she has every right to have him for a while. F that. Even if she'd asked, I probably would have said no, but I'm in complete shock that she would just take him like that. She says she'll bring his urn back tomorrow and told me not to be angry about it because what's done is done. But every time I think about it, I get so angry. I'm not being completely over the top to think that's fucked up, am I? I'm so worried now that she won't even bring him back. I mean, girl, that's wild behavior. People are so entitled that it's actually insane. Like, why do you think you're entitled to someone's babies, to someone's 7-year-old son's ashes? So much so that you think that you can just take them without permission, which clearly you knew that you couldn't take them without permission and you knew that wasn't the right thing to do because otherwise you wouldn't have hid it and you would have been like, hey, I'm taking this with me to spend some time with him. If you thought that actually was a normal thing to do, you wouldn't have hid it. But you clearly are a freakazoid and I'm scared. I mean, let them live their life. Let them get to it on their own terms. It's just crazy. Okay, 1 hour later, there's an update in the comments. It says, thank you for all the responses. I read them all and read them to my significant other too. He's not good with confrontation, but I think he understands now that it's necessary. He is as angry, but seems to have a lot of faith in her and doesn't think she'll do anything to them, but I'm genuinely so worried that she will. I told him either I'm going and I will get him back tonight, or he is going and will get him tonight. Or I'll call the police tonight. I won't be able to sleep if I don't have him tonight. He doesn't want to call the police as he doesn't want to cause more drama, which is eye-roll worthy to me as she instigated any drama herself. Significant other is going to get them tonight and will tell her that if she comes around uninvited, we'll call the police. I think he's giving her too much credit, and I don't think he'll be as stern on her as he needs to be. She clearly sees no issue with any of this, so even if he gets them back, I might press charges anyway. After reading all the comments, I think I'm underreacting. It's hard to gauge sometimes as I'm so sensitive to anything when it comes to my son. I would be too. Are you kidding me? It's just so crazy to me that that these people's husbands don't immediately agree. Because anyone can see, it doesn't matter if this is your parent. If my mom did something like this, I'm not blind. I don't have rose-colored glasses on with my mom. Yeah, I love my mom, but I can see when she does something wrong or when she does something right, and I would be able to tell. I'm not a fucking Dumbo. It's just crazy to me. Okay, the next morning. Hi all. Sorry it took me so long to respond and update. Hubby got him back last night. I will add that I did also want to go, but my daughter was asleep and significant other wanted to deal with his mom, so I just let him and I told him to call me to talk to her if she gets pissy. He says he told her to hand the urn over or he'll call the police, to which she rolled her eyes and said one night wouldn't make any difference, but she handed the urn back to my husband. When he told her that I wanted to file a police report, she apparently kicked off and got defensive and said, I was just being so ridiculous. No crime had been committed, and the police won't care about some ashes when they have more important things to worry about. Significant other was pretty shocked by how flippantly she spoke about it all. I think maybe he thought I was exaggerating how much of an asshole she was being about it. So now he agrees that we should file a police report, so we plan to. I'm not sure yet if I want to press charges, and I agree with the comments about filing a police report if nothing else. Oh, he also told her that if she comes over uninvited, we will call the police as she is not allowed in our home, at least while we try to deal with everything that she did. And she won't be around our daughter until that happens, if it does. Personally, I don't trust her anymore. I don't know if she tampered with the ashes. The urn opens easily and the ashes are in a bag, but it's only tied shut with an elastic band, so she could have taken some. It doesn't look like there's much taken, though, if she has, because the contents look the same from what I remember. It's been about 10 months since I last saw them, though. I don't look. Maybe I'm just exhausted about the whole thing and sad, but I don't care about that right now. I will eventually. I do know that if I see her with a necklace that resembles the one she wanted, I'll rage at the bitch, but right now, I'm just sad and tired. I don't even want his ashes. I want him. They're not one and the same. I want to blast her on social media and make sure all her friends see it and knows what she did, but I don't know if that's just petty and it could impact the outcome should I press charges. Would it? I don't want her to think that she's gotten away with it even if we don't press charges. And a part of me thinks she'll post on social media. She's an avid user. Before I do, and give some warped story that isn't true and makes me look like the asshole. So I want to give my side first, but it could end badly, and I'm not sure that it's worth it. I mean, imagine a poor grieving mother and you're fighting with her about her son's ashes. This woman just lost her son not that long ago, and you are making a fuss and robbing her of her son's ashes. Something's gotta be seriously wrong with you. Okay, the last update. Mother-in-law and my son's ashes update. We got a delivery today. This one might be full of typos as I'm posting this quick as I've got a sick kid. So we've been fortunate enough that mother-in-law seems to have gotten the message and hasn't contacted us since my significant other went to her place to get the ashes back. My significant other spoke with his dad, my father-in-law, who said that she claimed she's giving us the space we need and seems to think we'll get over it eventually, but I think I'm even more angry at her now. I've had the time to be less upset by it. Now I'm just pissed. This morning we had a delivery, addressed to me. Didn't know what it could be. Haven't ordered anything at all recently, but figured I ordered something in my sleep-deprived state at 3 a.m. Wouldn't be the first time. But no. It was a box with a little black fabric bag, and inside of it was a locket that has ashes in it. Connecting the dots, it was pretty clear straight away who the ashes belonged to and who the locket came from. I don't know what she was thinking. I knew it was likely she'd taken some, but sending me this just feels like a complete slap in the face. It's probably her poor attempt to apologize, but it feels so wrong and weird getting a part of my son as a gift from my mother-in-law who took him the way that she did. It's not even a nice locket. She knew what type of jewelry I was looking at, and this is just the opposite. It's big and bulky and has the words "Together Forever" in what looks like Comic Sans, which is already fading off. It's not my style at all, and it looks cheap. I know exactly what type of necklace she wanted made, and I just know she'll be getting the one she wants made, and this is probably some kind of attempt to justify that. I don't mean to be ungrateful, but considering how she got the ashes, I just can't be grateful for it. My significant other thinks that we should just ignore it and do nothing. Put the ashes back with the rest and toss the locket. I want to put the ashes back and then put the darn locket in her mailbox personally. We won't have to see her, but we'd be sending the message. It just makes me angry that she's treating him and his ashes like some kind of bargaining chip in what I assume is an attempt to make up for what she did. That's fucking scary. The fact that she genuinely stole those ashes and she didn't give them back is so diabolical. OOP commented and said, "We did file a police report. We did it the day after, just as I said I would. No, we didn't press charges. When we filed a report, I was just sad and didn't really want to have to deal with it. We probably should have done it. But we had the ashes back by then. So I just didn't see the use, and maybe that was dumb, but whatever. What's done is done. We figured we'd give her the chance and see what happens, and until now, she has kept away. We have a case number, so I'll see about adding this to it too, so we can keep the trial up to date." The top comment says, "Disgusting how a mother herself is out to hurt another mother when she had only just lost her child, even if it's a year ago. How low could people go?" A year ago is not long for grief. A year ago is like you haven't even finished fully processing that that person is gone yet. It's actually such a short amount of time. That year goes by so fast. Yesterday was 5 years since my friend passed away. And I actually have a necklace with her ashes in it, and it does not, like, it feels like just yesterday. Like, it went by so fast. 5 years went by so fast, and 5 years is such a long time without someone. And yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine, like, what her family was going through yesterday, and I just feel so terrible. I can't even imagine, like, doing this to someone that has lost their child, and especially this young as well. It's so crazy. Her family went yesterday and served meals at the Ronald McDonald House of Charity, I think it's called. Ronald McDonald House of Charity, I think it is, in Iowa. But obviously I'm in Florida, so I could not join them. But I did make a donation to the Ronald McDonald House in honor of her. Talked to her mom a little bit yesterday, but it's really crazy to think about. Like, I don't know, I can't even imagine losing a child. That's just actually so insane to think about to me, because I even think about, like, how whenever I think about or talk about my friend that passed away, like, I immediately start to get sad, and like I pretty much cry every single time. So having that be my daughter, like, I can't, or my son, like, I can't even imagine. And then having to deal with that drama on top of it, of someone trying to, like, steal, like, that's just so crazy. Like, that shouldn't even be anything close to what's happening. Like, this poor mom is grieving her son that she lost and is never going to get back, and you're worried about making a stupid ass fucking necklace with some ashes in it. Like, I know it's not stupid, obviously. Like, it meant a lot when I got the necklace from my friend's mom that has her ashes in it, and I obviously cherish that, but it's like, that's not what matters, you know? Like, it doesn't matter so much that you need to make someone upset over it and be so entitled that you think that you just deserve this. Like, even though that's against the wishes of his mother, if that makes sense. I don't know. I can't even imagine. It's actually so terrifying and sad to think about that happening, and then on top of that, having to deal with someone stealing something that brings you, I mean, even just 1% of comfort. Ugh, disgusting. But anyways, that's the end of this episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about these stories. They were pretty crazy. These mother-in-laws out here are getting crazier and crazier with every story. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. I'll talk to you guys actually in this episode. So leave a comment down below because I would love to chat with you. Okay. Love you. I'm going to go film a Patreon episode. Link is below if you want to join the Patreon. Bye.
My merch is out. Yeah, but this is it. And this comes in pink, black, and white. If you want to get a little cute piece of merch, go grab one. Link is in the description to purchase.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.